One of the biggest questions I've had since this draft's wrapped up is which 49ers rookie will actually have the best year. And even though we haven't seen them in the preseason game just yet, I have looked at their college careers up to this point, their combines, and the competition at their respective position. And the draft picks I really narrowed it down to are Ricky Pearsall, Renardo Green, Dominic Puni, Malik Mustafa, and Isaac Guerendo. Starting out with the player least likely to have an impact on this team headed into 2023, Isaac Guerendo, the Louisville back selected in the 4th round. Guerendo enters a running back room that includes CMC, Mitchell, and Mason. And I get his athleticism is intriguing since he's 6 foot, 220 pounds, and ran his 40-yard dash in 4.33 seconds, but he really struggled to be productive in his college career, never even breaking 1,000 yards in a season. My biggest question mark headed into the season for Guerendo is how he plays in Shanahan's scheme. Is he getting up and down the field, or do we see him trying to bounce it out a little bit too much like we did in his college days? But if Bobby Turner does help him break this habit, he's instantly one of the most explosive athletes on San Francisco's roster, and if he gets the ball in his hands in open space, well, see ya. My projection for Guerendo heading into this year is that he's a key contributor on the special teams side of the ball while being 4th on the depth chart behind CMC, Mitchell, and Mason. Another player I expect huge things for on the special team side of the ball is safety Malik Mustafa. He was selected in the 4th round by San Francisco, and he was widely considered one of the best tackling safeties in this entire class. And while he's not considered fast, running his 40 in 4.52 seconds, he's faster than both Jair Brown and Hufanga. In a similar way to Brown and Hufanga though, he's also extremely instinctual, so he probably actually plays a little bit faster than his 40 time. And so far during his rookie minicamp, he looks the part. He comes in at being the most built rookie, as well as being extremely verbal on the football field. I'm expecting big things out of him going into this year. And when you throw in the fact Hufanga is coming back from an ACL tear, who knows, Mustafa could actually push to start on the defensive side of the ball. During Mustafa's first year in the league, I expect him to start on the special team side of the ball, and Sorensen should mix in plenty of 3 safety looks, and as he backs up Hufanga and Brown, he can develop into a starting level safety. But I wouldn't put it outside the realm of possibility for Mustafa to come in and take Hufanga's job. I know that sounds crazy, but if there's one position that Lynch knows how to draft, it's the safety one. And in a similar way, Brown last year immediately stood out in San Francisco's rookie class. This year, to me, I would say it's Malik Mustafa. But he's not the only one who could be a starter sooner than later. Dominic Puni, the tackle selected in the 3rd round from Kansas State, looks like a potential starter this year for San Francisco. When you look at Puni's measurables, he comes in at 6'5", weighing 315 pounds, but probably the most impressive part was during the combine, he ran his 20-yard shuttle in 4.4 seconds. And while all these combine measurements don't necessarily transfer over, for Puni it does. He's extremely solid pulling as well as finding work at the next level. And when you consider all the things athletically speaking Kyle Shanahan wants out of an offensive lineman, you can see why they drafted one of the more athletic offensive linemen in this entire class. Puni can get out there on Kyle Shanahan's screens, run down the field like Trent Williams does, or even just pull, depending on where they decide to put him. Which is also something San Francisco's offensive line coach Chris Forrester and Kyle Shanahan love out of their offensive linemen, versatility, and Puni is no different. He played both tackle and guard at the college level. Going into the season though, I think Puni is going to start at right guard for San Francisco, where he's an immediate upgrade over Burford and Feliciano. In a similar way, I see Ricky Pearsall as an immediate upgrade over McLeod in the return game. Pearsall, San Francisco's 1st round pick, should immediately see time returning kicks and punts. But Slick Rick did miss out on the number 1 spot for the player that will have the biggest impact this season because of the competition he faces. San Francisco's wide receiver room is full of talent. There are 2 Pro Bowlers that figured to start the season in Ayuk and Debo, and Jennings played like a Super Bowl MVP up to the very end. You also have some younger players in Ronnie Bell and Danny Gray that should continue to develop. Going into this year though, I think Pearsall will most likely receive a similar amount of receiving opportunities to start the year as Jennings does, but if he's able to prove that those opportunities are worthwhile, he could develop into a similar type of role Puka Nacua has for the Rams, but he's much more explosive. As for the rookie I expect to have the biggest impact for San Francisco heading into this year, it has to go with the cornerback they selected in the second round, Renardo Green. During his last 2 years with Florida State, he shut down basically everyone he went against, including Malik Neighbors. And so far in rookie training camp, he's done a great job with all of San Francisco's wide receivers, including their first round pick, Ricky Pearsall. When you also throw in how great he was blitzing and run support in college, you can see why Nick Sorensen is looking to throw Green into the nickelback competition right away. When you look at all the corner combinations San Francisco threw out there last year though, I expect Green to be starting week 1. He's a clear upgrade in my opinion over the likes of Isaiah Oliver and Logan Ryan. And regardless if he starts on the inside or outside, I do think he's going to be one of San Francisco's best rookie corners that they've had in a long time. But ultimately, these are just some of my thoughts about which San Francisco picks are likely to have the best season, and I'd like to hear your thoughts down below. It would also mean a ton if you would like and subscribe, and as always, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day.